right. And 5, 4, 3. Welcome to Peacekeeper Reaction. My name is Nathan. Joining me as always be
Danyn.
And this is a Danyn pick. So what are we checking out today?
So we have recently checked out this song, or the video at least, on this channel. But after we checked it out, I got news, like before we watched it, I saw that Knocked Loose was going to be on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's obviously going to be a train wreck. It's Jimmy Kimmel. He needs like Beyonce or something. It's like
Jimmy Kimmel, very mainstream.
The people that are sitting in the crowd are not listening to Knocked Loose, let's just say.
Yeah.
And then after we watched it, I was actually kind of bummed that we did it on the show already because they performed live on Jimmy Kimmel, and it ended up being like this fucking huge thing. Like people apparently were like pissed off. That they had to sit through that. It was actually like
the Jimmy Kimmel audience was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were like, why would you do this? Because it was like, it's like, hey guys, come to Jimmy Kimmel and we'll have goofs and gaffs and laughs. And there'll be an opening show and they don't know who it is. And then suddenly they're getting yelled at.
Yeah.
For 20 minutes.
Yeah. And so Knocked Loose, what would you say, they're a hardcore band?
They're a hardcore band. Yeah. And they're fucking great. They're one of the greatest.
They are
Kublai Khan and Knocked Loose are some of my favorite hardcore bands.
Yeah.
But the second I saw Jimmy Kimmel announced that Knocked Loose would be opening, I was like, this is going to be a disaster. And I guess it was great for them.
Yeah.
And they got a little traction, but the people that were there, like, I don't know, I saw somebody tried to file a lawsuit. Obviously, it wouldn't.
File a lawsuit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just something I very briefly read, so I'm not saying it like it's a fact, but, obviously that wouldn't stand at all. But people were pissed. Yeah. People were pissed. But apparently it was like one of their better live shows that they've done.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well,
I presented this to you said, but we just did this video. But apparently it is one of their better live shows. And it's just funny. The whole situation is just funny because I saw it coming.
Yeah.
You know?
I love the thought of Jimmy Kimmel's audience who are just
like middle-aged white women. Like,
well, they're all just like despicable, like establishment comedy. They go there to get their Trump jokes. They get,
and then they get yelled at by Knocked Loose and Poppy.
And Poppy in the mix. So I love the thought of them having to sit.
And they're just like on stage having it. Like apparently, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
but they're just on stage like putting on like. We're on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, we're on a big fucking show. So put on a good show. Yeah. But then the people in the crowd are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and it's like, it's actually kind of unfortunate that people who didn't want that experience got the best experience.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like,
to us, that would have been like the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
To them, they were like, what the fuck?
I love me some Poppy, so I'm very excited. I know we checked out the song before, but let's do it live. Jimmy Kimmel presents Knocked Loose featuring Poppy on Peacekeeper
Reaction.
Their album is called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. Here with the Grammy-nominated song Suffocate with help from Poppy, Knocked Loose. Suffocate. Suffocate! I can't stay alive!
by our connection. I long for separation. To escape. I'm gonna find your grave. Suffocate!
So good. I'm like in tears.
Yeah, I love it. I love that so much. So like, it seems like the crowd was into it, but
So
if you're,
I think I might have been mistaken. And
Yeah.
obviously, you know, when they do like and now, and it's like on the show stage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I thought it was.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess like it was like, I guess like a big thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I could imagine it's like, oh, you got tickets to the Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get free to
For
the
sure.
concert. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go and they're like, what the fuck is this? But there was obviously people who chose to be there,
Yeah.
obviously, because
For
there was people
sure.
in patch vests and shit there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Doing the
obviously, so
fucking
I was a little
kicks and punches.
Yeah, the windmills and shit. And
Yeah.
obviously, I was a little mistaken because I thought it would be like, yeah, on that stage, like we see.
That would have been
sometimes.
so great.
That would have been so funny, and that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it because I wanted to look into it on the channel.
Yeah.
So I was obviously a little mistaken with that.
Yeah.
But I could imagine that the people that got tickets to the show,
Yeah.
like to the show, the actual
the studio
showing.
show where it's like, oh, Trump's the devil and shit.
And then they go, and then it's like, no, this guy's the devil,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
or this chick's the devil,
Yeah, yeah.
and oh my god,
She's so
we've
great.
watched the growth of Poppy. Like you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I were both watching her when I'm Poppy.
I'm Poppy, yeah. I
I'm
loved
Poppy.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
She went from
Poppy.
the pop music to this new
Not even that. She went to a YouTube weird AI thing before AI was a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No, that's
now
what I
she's
mean.
doing this.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just
so
like
great.
man, and I almost cried twice.
Yeah.
Because that was just so good.
Yeah,
That was
that
so
was-
good. And I fucking love Knock Loose. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Knock Loose. Knock Loose and Kublai Khan are my two favorite hardcore bands. So that was really cool to see. And that was actually such a great live video.
such a great live
I would have
video.
loved to have been there.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I again, it's just the thought of like the Jimmy Kimmel audience. I mean, who watches late night TV anymore? Fucking older people, you know.
Yeah.
So
Enough to be in the crowd, you know.
How
like,
fast do you think those TVs got turned off when that started? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or people who were like, I love Jimmy Kimmel, let's watch this. Oh my god.
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I love
And
it.
I think that was the uproar.
And that's great that's Grammy nominated. That song. That's what he said at the beginning with the Grammy nominated Suffocate. So for best metal performance, which is great. Gojira that we just did is also Grammy nominated metal performance. So we got a little theme going here today.
It's like
all kismet.
I gotta say, it's like all my old school like metal that I loved. Like and I say old school because it was old to me.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
for
I
sure.
was younger.
Yeah.
Gojira was like one of my first metal bands that I loved, apart from like Cattle Decapitation and all of them.
Yeah.
But they were the most like common.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew Gojira.
Yeah.
And it's so cool, and like Knock Loose was like one of my favorite or one of my first hardcore bands. So
Yeah,
it's really
yeah,
cool to
for
see
sure.
these people like having like I said on the last one.
For sure.
They
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
totally.
actually really cool to see.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Did you love it? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. That's what comment sections are for, after all. If you want to support the show more directly, go to patreon.com/Peacekeeper Reaction for Peacekeeper. I'm Nathan. That's
Danyn.
Play safe. I can put my arm back on.